What are some myths that people still believe? My dad had this guy helping him out, think big box store DIY curb-ready helper, who told him if you sleep with your hair wet, you will bleed out of your mouth, and he was 110 sure that was fact. We were both just confused and bewildered at this statement. What the hell had this guy witnessed? That the McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit was some frivolous thing just to make a quick buck at it. Thank you for the award. You have to wait 48 hours to report someone missing. That magnetic jewelry healing will cure just about anything. A dude named Mesmer the 1780 came up with the idea, and it have been debunked many times, yet it's still a billion-dollar industry. Fun fact, the word mesmerized is related to him. Lie detectors as a literal thing. There's a reason they aren't admissible as evidence in court in most places. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Yes, it does. That's the entire reason for lightning rods on buildings. Before it comes into contact with oxygen, that blood is blue. The fact that blood really transports oxygen throughout your body baffles me. That drug dealers live to give away free product to kids in Halloween, lol. My mom always tells me to never mix milk and fish, since that would poison me. Same goes to sleeping with socks in bed. It makes people blind, according to her. That bubblegum stays in your body for 7 years if you swallow it. The story that everyone thought the world was flat into the early modern period. No, they did not. Scientists and educated people knew the world was round and roughly knew its size. I still believe that if any of my limbs hang off the bed while sleeping, that a monster will grab them. I also believe that the moment I remember this and pull them back on the bed is just in the nick of time before a monster grabs them. You can't prove there isn't a monster under my bed. That you must wait at least 30 minutes after eating before going swimming. Otherwise you could develop deadly cramps that lead to drowning. For far too long, I sincerely believed that if you eat an apple seed, a tree may begin to grow inside of you. Diamonds being rare gems. That you should pee on a jellyfish sting for relief. Don't do that. That you can work from YRP honey and give up your regular job and make a fortune chilling garbage MLM products. That we only use 10% of our brain bullshit. Hopefully most people know that's false, but they recently made that movie with that as a premise and that was disheartening. The one about you're supposed to buy an engagement ring worth 3 months of your pays. Idiots still falling for a PR ad campaign from the maybe it was 30s doesn't matter, it's ridiculous. I'm not sure where the flat earth myth came from, but even ancient astronomers knew the earth was round. That shaving makes hair grow thicker. The angle the razor cuts the hair makes it appear like it's growing in thicker, but it's not. Life is fair, and bad things only happen to people who deserve it. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. This concept was an advertising promotion by Kellogg in order to sell more cereal. That on Halloween, people will give out marijuana edibles to kids and put razor's poison in their candy. First off, no one would ever give away that much weed for free. Second, there haven't been any official cases of razor's poison in candy within the past several decades, if not the past hundreds of years. Apart from those whose parents do to their own kids to get insurance money. So yeah, I think your kids will be fine. That peeing on a jellyfish sting will help it. It actually makes it worse and causes the tentacles to release more venom. You should pull off the tentacles if there still are any, remove any barbs and then wash with hot not cold room temp water or vinegar, and cover in hydrocortisone cream or calamine lotion and an ice pack. That the underdogs are always good, always right. That you swallow spiders while you sleep. No you don't. Why on earth would a spider crawl over a moving, even when it's only slight movement object, to get into a smelly, dark and breathing cave? I hate that people still believe it. Wife had this strange myth that if you have heartburn while pregnant the baby will come out with hair. She had incredibly bad heartburn and our son was born bald and stayed that way until he weighed 1. That an intact hymen equals virginity. If you go from a very hot place to a very cold place too quickly you will catch a cold. Also, if you go out with wet hair you will get ill. Like it's proven to be wrong at it for everyone that keeps saying it weakens your immune system. You are correct, but that doesn't cause a cold. A cold is a virus, you pick it up from others. That hard work will always lead to success, and if someone doesn't succeed it's because they didn't work hard enough. Some people just are extremely unlucky in life. That vaginas are tight or loose depending on how many partners the woman has had. That an MLM can actually work, sorry, but you're selling rubbish to people who don't want it. If you were as successful as your Instagram account claims you are, you'd be getting headhunted by top sales firms, not trying to sell dish clothes and vitamin pills at 50 pounds ago. Not really a myth, but a lot of people seem to think deaf people aren't legally allowed to drive. Edited to add in the US, I mean. It is illegal in some countries. Bermuda Triangle. That holding your baby too much is spoiling them. My 2-month-old doesn't understand being spoiled, She just knows I'm a safe place and that's where she wants to be. Handling baby animals who need help will be rejected by their parents because of the scent of humans on them. They won't help them if they need it. That items put into the recycling bin will get recycled. Autism is caused by vaccines. That a cut from anything rusty will give you tetanus. That eating fat is bad for you. It isn't, necessarily. Turns out it's sugar. But the sugar industry paid for studies to show that fat was the problem. To this day, low-fat versions of products are still huge, with increased sugar content to make up for the lack of fat. That antibiotics will help a cold or flu. That blood is blue before it comes into contact with oxygen. I don't understand these people because blood literally carries oxygen through your body. Oil in the ear will make the infection go away, not the new essential oils. That homeopathy works. Man, that stuff is literally just water. Left-brained and right-brained astrology superstitions. That men can't multitask and women can. It's actually just as useless for both genders. That only certain parts of the tongue can taste specific flavors. That getting a raise means you'll actually lose money because you're now in a higher tax bracket. In reality, only the amount of income that is above the limit of the previous tax bracket will be taxed at the higher rate. That sugar makes kids hyper. There's been studies. If you tell a parent their kid had a lot of sugar, they interpret their behavior as more hyperactive even if the kid didn't actually get any sugar. The red liquid in your steak is blood. GMOs are inherently bad. We wouldn't be able to feed mankind without it. It's pesticides and other chemicals sprayed on the crops that are bad. Walking under a ladder is bad luck. It's not bad luck, it's just a stupid idea. Unless you like full buckets of paint or tools falling on your head. People still think that you can catch the common cold from being too cold. This myth is over 100 years old and people still act like being outside when it snows will automatically make you sick. Trickle-down economics said it. Yes, give me your awards, I will share them with the peasants. I mean workers, I mean fellow citizens. That social media is an accurate representation of real life. I can buy my own house one day. That you've got Cherokee ancestry. That's a super common one in the South and the heartland in the US. It's why Elizabeth Warren thought she was. I was told the same for myself growing up, as did most of my friends. It's a really weird myth that's very common in those areas. When you tell people that, they get defensive. They'll be like, no, my great-grandma had really dark hair or stuff like that. That people are poor because they want to. Tax cuts for the rich benefit people other than the rich. Goldenrod gives you fall allergies. It doesn't, it's a lovely native to North America fall flower and it's pollinated by insects. Ragweed is giving you fall allergies, its pollen is carried by wind. Although ragweed is also a really cool plant with its own ecological value in its native environment, also North America.